Hey, my lovies, how you doing? Today's topic is protect, or who job is it to protect the older person? If you look at all of these women, they once were young. They once was young. How did you treat them? Not as their seniors. I mean the older you. How did you treat yourself? Because one day we are all going to make it, if Lord's will, to grow old. And how you get there is up to you. How you get there, it's up to you. Are you going to be bedbound? Are you going to be walking? Are you going to be smiling? One day, depending on your age, one of these ladies are going to be you. You got to be careful with her. You got to be delicate with her. Delicate. You got to do what's right for her or for him. Remember, it's not just women, it's men. You have to be gentle with her. You have to be obedient for her. You have to have rules and regulations for her or him. Hey, Miss Rod, you have to, how do you take care of her? Because how you take care of her or him, that person in these pictures is going to represent that. Everything you have done to your body, that person, that older you, is going to have to endure what you have done since you were born. Since the day you were born, that older you depends on since the day you were conceived. And parents need to know that also. You have to know that when you have a child, you are really raising a senior citizen. Don't let that go past your head. It goes way beyond your head. But when you have a child, you are really raising a senior citizen, not just a baby. Because everything you do with that child is going to continue on with them until they are seniors, or if they're taking before that time. You don't know. But what you do know is everything that you do is for your older self. So, yes, that same love and guidance you give to a child, that guidance go on to her being a senior. If you abuse that child and then they get into their teen years, their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, they don't say, nobody says, you know what? When they look at older people, maybe some do. I don't know. I know I did. And I always say, wow, I like to be just like that old lady that I see. They walk with their heads up. They're able to walk. They dress. They look fine. I say, wow. Well, how did that person get there? Does that mean you have to change your diet? Yeah. The older you depends on that. You have to be independent, regardless if you're. Does it mean that you're masculine or feminine? At that point in your life, it doesn't matter. So you don't have to listen to people saying being masculine and being feminine. That doesn't matter to the old you. It doesn't matter. Oh, you got to be independent and have money. That doesn't matter to the older you. Now, if in your life that the people, far as your parents, your caretakers, or whoever grew you up, by any chance you were hurt, abused, or touched, you owe it to the older you to fix yourself. You owe it to the older you to love yourself. You owe it to the older you to get your life together. You owe it to the older you to train your children to help you for when you get to your older self. Everything in life leads to this. Your grand finale. You had your grand opening. Everything in life is when you get older is about your grand finale. So once you open the store, then the store now has to close. What are you going to waste your time on? What do you want to do with yourself? What things can you do in your life right now to make sure your older self is good? What can you do? Huh? What can you do to make sure that the older you is okay? We got bedbound people. We got people that have had strokes. We got people that have diabetes. We got people that have circular problems. Some of these old people or elders are going through a lot in their older age because they forgot about that when they were younger. They forgot about that when they are younger. Before, like you didn't want to walk. Now you're elderly. Now you can't walk. You didn't want to walk before. But that's what you did to the older you. If you had plenty of fights growing up, now your face is all marked up. We don't know what could have happened to you in that fight. Or you end up in jail. Does the older you belong to in jail? Some people grow old in jail. The older you is now more older and mature, but the younger you wanted to do what they wanted to do and ended up in jail. See, that's what the younger you did because they didn't think about the older you. Look how many old men are still in jail. Stop letting the younger you destroyed the older you. Start looking at your life like I got to make sure I'm good in my 50s. I got to make sure I'm good in my 60s and in my 70s. So you got to see what certain things mean and what other things mean. Even if you living for the bag. The older you don't care about no bag. The older you care about family, kids. They ain't worrying about no Birkins no more. They're not worrying about it. The older you ain't worrying about no big old house because they're not going through the big old house. They ain't got enough energy. You got any relationships that needs to be fixed? Fix them. Because the older you is going to need people around them. It's about friends and family for the older you. So if you're able to mend something, mend it. If you got children, mend it with your children. The older you're going to need your children. There's so many older people that are put in nursing homes, and not because of care, it's because they haven't fixed things in their lives. So they put you all up in that nursing home, and you got to hope and pray somebody come and see you. But you haven't mended no relationships. A lot of problems the older you have to deal with is because of the younger you. That's who you living for, your grand exit. And you want to make sure you're happy as possible. You want to make sure you're healthy as possible. You want to make sure that you are out of that depressed state. You want love around you. What are you going to do to serve you? What are you going to do? What things are you going to take with you to your grand exit? What things? Certain things people take with them. Some people want to break free of it. They want to break free. And then people tell you about being feminine and all this other stuff and being in you gonna, regardless of what they say about women being masculine, sometimes you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. Because you don't know in the divine order that who is gonna go first, you or your husband. So don't let them keep telling you to about being feminine. No, sometimes you have to learn. You have to be independent. It's gonna come a time when you don't have a man there. It's gonna come a time where you don't have a woman there. So now if you're a man and you had this feminine woman and she did everything for you, and if she go first, what are you going to do? Everybody have to learn how to be independent, because it's going to come a time and place in your life where it's going to be just you. What do you do? Did you get insurance for your older self? Did you get insurance for your family? Do you have a bank account? What little things that you are setting up now for your older self? What do older people need to live off of? That's what you need to be doing. You need to be working on family and things that's going to secure you when you cannot work anymore. That's your main two things. And leaving a legacy. You want to leave your kids something. At that age, you want to be somebody that people can look up to. That's why you should not be all carried away with this man and woman gender wars. Because that's only going to last but for so long. Because once you get your mate, we don't know who is going to go first. So at one point in time, you're going to have to be independent. When your mate is not around anymore, what are you going to do? Some people don't have children. So now you're going to have to, if you're a man, you got to now find somebody who knows how to cook. Find somebody who's going to be by your side. But it's always going to become a time where it's going to be just you. You was born in this earth, it was just you. Even if you got a twin, you still came out by yourself. They just came out after you. But it still was just one of you. Could be two that was in the belly, but it's only one of you. Hey, foot soldier. If you got bad habits, you need to start working on your bad habits. Why should the older you have emphysema? Why should the older you have to suffer for what you have done to yourself? Why should the older you have to suffer? You got so many people telling you about these monies and do this and do this and do that. But you don't have too many people. But you don't have too many people. But you never said teach people how to love. You never teach people, like people worrying about things that really means nothing. Like people talking about a bonnet. Is that important? People coming out with the women coming out with their pajamas. Is that important? There's a lot of things that we see now are really important. The only thing is important is your grand interest, and your grand exit. How you're born and how you're going to go. That's the only thing that truly matters on this earth. Even if you're the queen of England, that woman got everything. She got things that money just cannot buy. But look at her age. The most thing that is important to her is her family around her. She don't care about getting money no more. All these rich people, when they get old, their kids take over. Yeah, I'm rich. But your kids get you out of there. They get you up out of there. Or you retire and you give it to your kids. And then it goes back to what's more important. What is more important? That's why people retire. Because what is more important? Because you got to get ready for that new stage of life. And that's the older you. You got some people that's living into their 80s and their 90s. So it's never a time when you cannot improve yourself. You can improve yourself anytime you want to. But it's better to improve it early as possible. Go check your cholesterol. How they say, health is wealth. Health is wealth. Find you a good set of friends. Find you a good mate. Don't worry about if he's beta. Don't worry about if he's alpha. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. When your older self wouldn't care. Your older self just want somebody that loves them around them. Don't worry about if she's masculine or feminine. That man just wants somebody around him as he get older. When none of that matters. You got to change your clothes? You got to change your clothes? You got different clothes? Oh. I just... It's still dead. You know? So, again, you got to remember, life, what life it comes out. What life is really about? Maybe. What is life really about? There's no videos telling you to love the old you. Hug yourself, love yourself. You got to do these things. The older you depends on it. The older you depends on everything. The older you don't want to be bedbound. The older you don't want to be in a wheelchair. The older you don't want nobody washing them and turning them every 2 hours. The older you don't want to wait for somebody to do something for them. The older you don't want none of this. But this is what you gave them. The older you don't want to have kids that just know them when they money come in. They want real love for their kids. They want their kids to be children to them. This is why I say, parents, you got to be very careful, because you think that you're having a baby, but in all reality, you're having a senior citizen. Like I said, that may go over your head. But when you have a baby, what you're having is a senior citizen. And everything you put into that child passes on until that child is a senior citizen. So if you do not give that child no love, or you left that child, you abandoned that child, you misused that child, you neglected that child, they may become robbers. They may become thieves. They may become women of the night. But see, while you out there doing you, and you not realizing that you have really created a senior citizen instead of a baby, all of this stuff everything that you do as a parent get passed down. It gets passed down. All the lessons. When you hear old people talk, they always talk about their lives. And it always start with, well, my mama or my daddy, because they know their memory go back that long. It goes all the way back to what I am today. They could be old, but when they speak, they're going to say, well, I was raised like this, and this happened to me, that happened to me. This is what they say when you get older. You always talk about your experiences. So we, at a younger age, got to give our older people some good experiences. Don't you think we deserve that? Don't you think we deserve to give ourselves some better experiences? Don't you think that we deserve to right our wrongs? Don't you think we deserve to let a lot of that mess that happened to us? Don't you think we deserve that conversation with our younger self so we can have our older self secured? You got to stop. You got to press a pause button, pause that button, and say, I got to go back in time. I'm out of control. I'm spiraling out of control. Let me stop and go back and talk to the younger me. Because the older me depends on it. That's why you have a lot of alcoholics. You got people who's old enough that's still doing drugs. I'm not talking about a drink, I mean alcoholics. And they're in the predicament that they're in because they didn't stop the clock. So now that they're older, they got cirrhosis of the liver. They got a lot of problems that's going on. The older you didn't ask for that. You did that to the older you. That's what you did. And like I said, they got emphysema. You did that to the older you. You didn't find a way to stop smoking. You did that. You obese. You did that. Everything that happens, you did it. Even the things that you had no control over, you never fixed it. You never fixed it. So being that you did not fix it, you carry that on to your older age. You got a lot of old people on a lot of painkillers, a lot of painkillers, a lot of anxiety medicine, high blood. Some people, when you go to their house, that's older people, all you see is medicine. Medicine, 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 medicine. One for their cholesterol, one for their heart, one for CHF, one for their legs, one for their back, one for their breathing. That's all you see. Some of them is hard to even walk. They can't go nowhere. They got one for cholesterol. Now they got to worry about strokes. How do you think that they got to that point? You did it. So now your older self, for their grand exit, is not going to be a happy grand exit. It's not. It's not. Look at these faces. Some are smiling, some are not. Look at them faces. Some of them is smiling and some of them are not. So how do you protect the older you? How do you do that? Do you want to do that? It's up to you. But the older you depends on it. So if you got to stop the clock and go back in time, even by speaking to a therapist, change your way of living, stop worrying about all this other nonsense. Don't worry about if they call you masculine. Don't worry about if you marry what you call a beta. Don't worry about it. That's all a distraction. That's a distraction. That is a distraction. And then when you get older, Now you got more regrets. You got more regrets because you listen to all these gurus, you listen to everybody, and you did not decide to just be happy or accept what the universe gave to you. You didn't want to accept it. God gave you a man, you didn't want it. He gave you this man, but because some of the things was not on your list, you turned away a good man. Some of you want listen to these men say, "Don't be masculine, don't be masculine." So now you turn down these jobs, become a housewife. Now that man is not there no more. Maybe he went and and now you're independent, and now you're on your own, and now you don't know what to do because you got so used to the man doing everything. What is the most important thing in life? I tell you, is your grand interest and your grand exit. And you're gonna be sitting back there long as your mind is still good. But some people get dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. A lot of things gonna happen. So you need relationships with people. And that same person that you talked about who wear them pajamas and them bonnets, and you make maybe that's gonna be the person that's gonna help you. See how life works? You never stop to even know where that girl heart is at or where that man heart is at. But you talked about them. Oh, I'm too good for them. Oh, they come out like this and they come out like that. But when you get older and you need somebody to go to the store for you, it might be that girl with the bonnet on. Because if a girl is flashy and she's too busy worrying about her man and all these other things, they're not going to notice you anyway. But maybe that girl with the bonnet is. She may be your best friend. You just never took time to know her. You didn't take no time to know her and understand her. So now you old and you by yourself because now she's not going to take the time out to understand you. You guys got to go about what is more important. Talking about dumb stuff or enjoying life. Enjoying life. That girl you said, hey, she wear pajamas to the store. That may be the person to help you too. You don't know. Life got a way of throwing curves. It always throws curves. And don't be too fast to talk about people because for some reason the universe brings it right back around. And that is the people that you, hey, she reviews everything, that you are going to see again. Don't pop off at your mouth so much because the older you might need that person that you are now talking about. That's why I be very careful. I don't judge. I be very careful. Just because I wouldn't do something, I'm not judging that person. What I would say is, hello, how you doing? Are you all right? You okay? That's what I would do. Now, if anybody want to come up and talk about ways, and they want to talk about ways that can help you, that you can do for your older you more than welcome to come up. You are more than welcome to come up. What are some of the things that you could do for your older you? The older you depends on you right now. And what are you doing for the older you? So if you had a bad childhood, again, you got to press that stop button and go back. I'm telling you, one day, all these older faces are going to be you. Which one are you going to be? And because of life, regardless of how much you do good for yourself, because of life, things happen too. Things happen. You could be in the best of health and get a stroke. Oh, that'll work. That's beautiful. I put the link in. I put the link in. Hello, love.
Hey, Sugar Love.
Uh, don't we got a don't we got a Friday date? Hello, love.
Yeah.
Hey, sugar love. Yeah, but like today's discussion don't we got a Friday I think you got hello, you got to cut something off. Yeah, sugar love. Yeah, but like today you got to cut the YouTube. Mute the YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I just did.
Yeah. So today is ways of talking about to protect the older you. Because I tell people the minute you're born, and I say the minute your mother has a baby, she really thinks she had a baby. But in all reality, she had a senior citizen. Because everything from the day that you born, it goes up until you have your grand exit, until you old. So what are some of the things that we could do? Because we're going to replace these people. So what are some of the things that you think that we can do to protect our older self?
Well, I think one of the most important things is to tell the truth, you know? If you're not a person who is trustworthy now, later on, they're just going to throw you away because they say you don't tell the truth anyways.
So, well, that's
Being honest.
mm-hmm.
Because there are lots of people out there who like to cry wolf and say all this stuff is going on with them and nothing is going on. So when people find that out about you, it makes it hard for people to trust you.
So one of the ways to protect the older you is to learn how to be more honest and truthful.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way. Because, like I said, you gotta change bad habits, and bad habits is one of the things that will cause you to not be good to the older you.
Right.
Sometimes you have to stop that clock. You got to be honest with yourself. These things you have to do. I don't care what age you are, but we will be replacing these people in this picture.
And another thing I will say to protect the older you is that you have to learn to do some self care, do some things to take care of yourself.
Now, remember, these things are done in your 20s and 30s, 40s,
Hmm. Right.
because the older you is not here yet. So these are the things you have to fix now. And then the main thing I tell people is don't watch no more videos on masculine and feminine. Why? Because if you are married, nobody knows who's going to go first. So at one point in your time, you're going to have to be independent. So don't let nobody stop you from being independent and calling you masculine, because if you were a man and a woman done everything for you and she happens to go first, what do you do now? If you have a woman that, oh, I'm so feminine, I've never worked, and then your husband go, then what do? See, people talk about a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. Only thing matters is your grand interest and your grand exit. Everything in between, you got to work that out. But you got to start taking out some of that mess and filling it with love, filling it with correction. Like she said, telling the truth, being honest with yourself. You got to mend things with people, or some people you have to cut out of your life. Some people you can't listen. You messing me up here. I got to cut that negativity out, because what happens is now you start to develop things. Like I said, high blood pressure, stroke, CHF, diabetes, kidney failure. Like if you drank too much, now you got liver cirrhosis. All these different things. We people don't understand. We did this to ourselves, and now the older you have to suffer. Just like I said, even in our behavior, you got a lot of the older versions of us sitting in jail because the younger you wanted to YOLO. The younger you wanted to, hey, you only live once, and oh, I'm crazy and I do what I want to do. I can rob, I can do what I want. So once the older you still sitting behind bars, and all that time passed, and the older you ain't is so more older and wiser now, but now they stuck behind bars.
Yeah, and I'll also add to that, Sugar Love. We have to also learn, the younger us has to learn to stop needlessly stressing ourselves out and worrying about every little thing. You have to
Mm,
start that when you're young. And that's
mm,
one of the lessons I'm going through. I'm in that period right now. Stop worrying about everything. Only worry about only focus on what you can control. If you
mm,
can't control it, you have to learn to pull back.
mm.
Mhm.
Exactly. And I think that's what a lot of us go through. That's one of my problems too. I am such a worrier. And then I get mad. Like some people have to learn to get rid of you got to learn how to control your temper. You got to learn to control your temper. You got to learn, like, a lot of this stuff that we see now are distractions. A lot of these videos that we see now are distractions. Because at the end of the day, only thing matters is love. You want that love from infant to the day you exit. Only thing matters is love. Loving yourself and having people love you and you love them. All this other stuff is a distraction, because now they got these gender wars going on when it shouldn't be. Because if you're in your 80s and 90s or 70s, into your 60s, do you care if that woman is masculine?
No,
Do you really? She ain't doing nothing but sitting down right with you. And
exactly.
then you got the people that God sent them somebody, but because you watching these high value men and stuff videos, you went right by the person that was for you.
Hmm.
So I guess people gotta be careful what they watching. Like me, I'm girl, I'm taking on everybody. I don't care if you got something negative to say. I don't know what y'all gonna say on this channel. I'll be taking on everybody, because I believe that your human experience should be the best human experience that you can have. And then, like the video, I just did another video, and I don't know why I'm arguing with this lady. I have no reason why I'm arguing with this lady. I mean, I'm arguing with her. She ain't arguing with me back, but I'm arguing with her, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a humanitarian.
Hmm.
I'm about, like, love, peace, joy, and happiness. I'm not about, like, I hate when people, like, they always like, oh, I don't come out with a bonnet. Oh, I don't come out my PJs. Oh, I don't do this. Like, but nobody never stopped to ask them why. That's not normal. So maybe like I said, we got to do something on mental health also. Maybe mentally they're going through something. Maybe they woke up that morning, they so depressed, or something is going on that they didn't do that hair. So they're covering it with the bonnet.
Yep.
But nobody asks them questions, but they're quick to talk about that.
They're quick to judge them.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say that we have to also learn in our younger selves how to learn to love ourselves completely with all our flaws and everything, because if we don't know how to love ourselves when we're probably going to look the best we'll ever look, what are you going to do when you start getting all these health problems and slowing down, and you're going to have nothing but time to sit and reflect on your life? What are you going to do then if you didn't fix your self-esteem then? What are you going to do when you get older?
Preach it, girl. Preach it. That is and that is so true. That is beyond true. But like I said, they put all these distractions there. Too many distractions and things that's like I tell everybody, you can be educated as much as you want. But if every book was to burn right now, do you think you will still make it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Like I always say, Sugar Love, when your back is against the wall, you find out how much of a fighter you are.
Yeah. And as far as you burn every book, people are like, oh, you got to be intelligent. No, not really.
Yeah.
Is it good to be intelligent? Yes. Is it good to know how to read? Yes. But it was a time before books was even printed or even made or people thought about writing. If the world didn't stop, because we're here, we are here now, aren't we? It's still population in 2021. So before there was books, they found a way, right? Unless we wouldn't be sitting here talking. They didn't have no books back then. They just ate a flower and say, hey, this flower, the man didn't wake up from eating this flower. We won't eat this one. You know what I'm saying? They ate this fruit and say, hey, this fruit is good. It was all by experimenting. So it was something, but we still was able to pick out what was good for us and what was bad for us. We did all this with no books.
Yeah.
A lot of things we did with no books. So we can't say education is the most important part. The thing is being loved. Being loved is the most important part. Because I've never seen a rich man ever, when he laying in that bed and only thing they're thinking about is family. Who's coming to see them? Who was coming that day to spend some time with them? So that will go into mending relationships too, or cutting off relationships that doesn't suit you.
Yes, we have to also learn. Also in our younger years, when people are toxic to us, and to not let people keep using us. That's another thing that we have to learn. So when we get older, we'll be able to recognize a toxic person from far away.
Yeah, and then that would take away some of the medications. Because I tell you, go to some old people's house, just like the whole table. I don't know if you ever experienced it,
Oh
but
yeah.
the whole table is medication. I'm like, and then they got their little 7-day thing, and each one is filled. I'm like, how can we find a way to stop that? I'm like hold up now, shoot. And that's the things we did to ourselves. So I'm just making these videos so we can stop the clock. Some of us need to go backwards and face whatever happened to us. Whatever. Even if you got to go see a therapist, then you need to go see a therapist. But you're going to have to stop carrying that burden of what happened to you when you didn't have control.
Yeah, I would say to that also is that you have to learn to forgive yourself from your past mistakes, because you'll go to your grave with all of that, licking your wounds your whole life, when you could have just let that go, say, that's what happened, that's what I did, and I have to move past that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat up yourself your whole life. I've seen it. I've taken care of older people in their 80s, and they're talking about what they did when they were 25 because they have not forgiven themselves and they have not let it go. You
Yeah,
have to learn that.
I did a video on that. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you? But I did a video called, Forgive Yourself. Go check it out. But, like I said, everything we do since the time we were born is going to equal one of these people you see in the picture. And what do you want for them? What do you want? And stop being distracted. Like they got the manosphere. I'm like, who gives anybody the right to call to say, well, I'm masculine and you're feminine. I'm alpha, you're beta, and beta this and beta that. I'm like, shit. When you get old, you ain't alpha no more. You
Yeah.
may be alpha now because you in your younger body, but when you get in your older body, you ain't alpha no more.
Yeah, the only thing that is going to matter when you get older is the relationships that you develop for
Mm-hmm.
you're getting back what you put out there. That's the only thing that's going to happen to you. If you put out all of the bad, that's what you're going to get.
Exactly. And then people like, oh, then y'all wanna these women is falling in line with it. And I'm like, you missing out on somebody you can grow old with. You know that, right? What happened
Yeah.
to a man just being a man and a woman just being a woman? Like some women, I'm gonna use you for instance. And I love your drive. I love your drive.
Yes,
And
I'm a hustler, baby.
I know. But I'll just say it. Every day she hustling. But I'm saying, can you imagine that if all of that is in you, but because of these distractions and these role plays, somebody would tell you, oh, you too masculine. You can't do that no more. This is a man supposed to tell. That's not what women's supposed to be doing. No, whatever the universe wants for you to do, that's what's meant for us to do. It's not what men tell us what to do. It's what we now. Can you imagine if all of that was taken away from you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they call it masculine.
Yeah. I've been told that already, Sugar. I've already told that I try to do too much. I need to pull back, and I need to let the man be the man. And I said, okay. I said, when the man does what he wants to do, then I'm going to do what I want to do.
Girl, I don't even complete the conversation because you know me, I'm gonna do me. What I'm saying though, what you do is I think what you do is very inspiring. Your channel is very inspiring. So whoever don't have her, make sure you grab her up. But it's very inspiring. But I like the fact when you go, hey, I'm working on another page. I'm working on this, or I'm working on that. And you still feminine.
Yep.
But
Very, very feminine at that, I'll say.
yeah, but they will call it masculine. And then people forget that you are an Aquarius. You about that
Yeah.
life. You're about that life.
Yes, I'm very Aquarius.
You're about that money, baby. You're about that every day. You're hustling. People don't understand. But y'all Aquarius women, y'all very feminine. But y'all could turn into a dude real quick. Like
Hmm.
y'all could go from 0 to 60, with 0 to 100
Real fast. I
real
can
quick.
turn on a dime.
And then y'all could turn right into a dude. Like whatever game, like, okay, now you want to play this game. So now I'm gonna have to show you my masculine skills. So you thought you was getting over on me, but I'm gonna show you a little something. I keep telling people leave them Aquarius alone. That go for Virgo too. But they're very feminine. But they can turn into a dude real quick.
Hmm.
If they feel that you're getting over on them and playing with their femininity,
Yeah.
they will turn on you really quick, and that masculine will come out, and then you like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Mhm. I
because
go into that self protection mode.
yeah, but then they thinking they getting your money, but you really getting you really getting that, But that people got to take that in consideration, and that's nothing people do not take into consideration. I tell people I did a video on that. You got people who works with the left side of the brain. You got people who work with the right side of the brain.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with the right side of the brain, and you're a man, of course the women, if she's a left side of brain person, of course you would think that she's running the show. But in all reality, she's not. The left side of the brain just means she thinks with logic and stuff like that. She's not artsy fartsy. So it may seem like she's masculine, but no, she's left side brain. So she's worrying about the money. She's looking at the little details. Everything got to be logical compared to that man that wouldn't care about that. And then I told somebody the information. I said you can't dispute it. That's why you can't dispute it. You know why? Because you haven't spoken to nobody that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You haven't asked. No, I never seen nobody say yet in a video. Oh, I seen the girl in the bonnet, and I just said hello to her. How are you doing? Are you all right? Are you okay? I've never seen that video yet. Where anybody ever asked, may not want to come straight out and say why you got a bonnet on, but just asking them how you feeling, how you doing. Then maybe they could say, well, hey, I'm going through a trying time, or I'm depressed, or I
Oh,
got
I have
anxiety.
sugar love. I have actually out in public.
Huh?
I have actually out in public asked somebody in a bonnet, are you going through a hard time right now? And she told me, she said, yeah, I'm going through a hard time. She says, I lost my kids. And
See, say that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Rewind selector. Say that again, please. Say that again.
she said she lost her kids. The state took her kids away, and she's trying to get on her feet and get her kids back, and she has to get a job and all kinds of things, and her family won't help her, so she feels like she's the only person in the world. So
Yeah. See what I'm saying? But you got so many people knocking them besides you. But at
yeah,
least
I don't.
now when you see these things, you would say it's a story behind this.
Hmm.
That's how I see it. I don't jump on a bad wagon. Women's supposed to do. Woman ain't gotta do nothing. Man and a man ain't gotta do nothing.
Right.
Remember my equal opportunity. And you're about the first person that ever said, let me go ask this person what's going on. I keep telling people it's a story behind it. Normal people
Mhm.
is not going to do that. Something has to be wrong. Or
I always say, sugar love. I always say to other people, what does it take to be kind to somebody? What does it take to uplift somebody and encourage them? It doesn't take nothing from you to tell somebody to have a good day, to be blessed, to hold your head up, to be encouraged. It
mm,
doesn't take nothing to do that.
yeah, but it's sad to say. I mean, for regular people that I might work, but there's no money in that. There's no money on not bashing one another. Like that girl, Crimson Tide. I'm like, yo, I got to see you. I want to see her so bad. I don't know why she make my blood boil, but she make my blood boil. Maybe she gonna catch on to these videos that I'm doing my response to her videos. Like one day she did a video. I'm telling you, the stuff that came out of her mouth, calling them every type of name. Every time she does a video, she portrays the people that she's talking about without even knowing.
Hmm. Without a conversation.
Wait, hold on. I was going to, I mean, it just pissed me off, right? But I'm just going to show you what I mean. She called them gripes, guns, gripe names. That's from the deep south, girl. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about, right? But I know these were the things they said in the deep south. It wasn't
Mhm.
on this. That's this deep. them terrible names. Terrible. Terrible names. And I was like, damn. I was like, but shit, you just as bad as them. So this lady, I don't know how she get on my. I don't even know how she even got on my page. I'm telling you the truth. It's like God wanted me to speak out for people.
I always say, Sugar Love, you never know what somebody else is going through. It's easy to look at somebody and make assumptions and think that you may know. You may know pieces or parts of their life, but you don't know what any particular person is going through, even in your family. You don't know their individual issues because you're not walking in their skin. Don't know.
Okay, this is a clip, but I just want you to hear her terrible mouth. I just want you to hear her, if this the right one, right? And that lady, like I said, I don't know, I don't even know how she came on this page, but I said, let me watch the sister. Why did I do that? Why? And I know I'm not supposed to do these things. I'll be fighting all day. I fight for justice of people all day. That's just what I do. But I'm telling you, oh my God, I've been trying to fast forward it most as I can. But woo, she pissed me off. Let me skip her up. Out of the house. Let's finish listening to her dog us out. But she's trying to help us. She's dogging us out, but she's trying to help us. Oh, that's so beautiful. There are other races that do the same thing. We are not the only ones that twerk. We are not the only ones that ain't got a job. I just want to know. I'm going by what works. I wanted to show white girls with bonnets too. Everything she said, I fought it. Our whole entire black people wanted them to have.
Nobody. When you become valuable, then you'll find somebody to value you.
Okay. So when you become valuable, you find somebody valuable.
No, I don't agree with that because when you get to know who you are valuable. The only time you don't have a value is when you haven't recognized it yet.
Exactly. Well, listen to her. That's because she with that manosphere people. That's the ones they cheating with. Okay. The ones you say they don't have no value. While you home cooking and cleaning and doing the wifey things, them the ones they cheat. Them the ones they cheating with. Them the ones they spending your household money on. I want to get to the part when she was saying the words, but she was calling us.
That's why I can't attract quality men, because I'm not quality. Mm-hmm. Because I'll go in the middle of the day to your local diner and twerk on the table.
You should try it.
And think it's okay.
Go try it.
And don't feel no shame about that. And don't feel like I did myself a disservice with that. I feel like people should rejoice and celebrate me for that. And if anybody wants to come down on me and say, hey, sister, what is you doing? Then I get to pull the feminist I'm a woman card. Or the I'm a victim, you victimizing me card. Both of them cards is worthless. You don't have no value with yourself. And you want somebody to hold you in high esteem. We don't. Nobody does.
What are you talking about?
White media's fault. It's not the black man's fault. It's not Becky's fault. It's your fault. You put yourself out there like this. You misrepresent your own self. And then
again, who are you? She ain't preaching. She thinks she preaching. She can keep that preach, because if you was preaching, why would you? She done called them every name that she can call them. So just like them ladies didn't have any respect, neither did you. Maybe I passed on the name calling, but that neither did you. See, people kill me with that. People kill me with like acting like we're not in the real world. When you is worrying about what people think about you and other races, that's what she sounds like to me. Not for it. When you live in your life just to in 2021, just waiting to we in 2021, still waiting to be approved. Still, I know her name was Kendra. Her thing just kept popping up. So we supposed to give you credit for having a terrible mouth for women that was doing a terrible dance. Y'all got to tell me how this goes in the same sentence. I've seen plenty of females with bad behavior. I'm like, no, boo-boo, that's not how you do it. Okay, when you sit down, put your leg like this, you know? Or you see them, hey, you drinking too much. You be all right. Okay, go up. Well, I just skipped past. If y'all want to check out the video, check it out. But you had to hear the names she called these women. It was crazy. I mean, my blood was boiling. I'm like, who are you to call them snipers? And I don't even know them old Southern things. But her mouth was terrible. Terrible.
You know me already, Sugar Love. If it's not something that's going to uplift, encourage, or heal somebody's soul, I don't want to be a part of it.
That's what I was trying to do.
I don't like being part of anything. If I can't say something to uplift and encourage somebody, it's better if you just don't say anything.
Exactly. And then, you know, I'm the type of person, maybe because I don't know how, I don't know, people just happens to come to me with their problems. I don't know why. I was like, I just got the look that say, well, I got a whole problems. Let me find her to tell her all my problems, right? So I've been like that all my life. So I've heard so many different stories that I had to learn to watch what I say. Because people going through some things. Like some people could be going through divorce. That's not easy. Some people's going through depression. Like you said, some people, like lady lost her kids.
Well, I'm also part of a women's group for women who are in domestic violence relationships too. So I could tell you a million stories of women who they know who they are, but they're under the thumb of someone who thinks that they're a dictator of the household.
Narcissistic.
Yeah, a narcissist person. So it's hard to get away from that. But I've seen there's a lot of women, strong women too, who have had to turn into what people would call males to protect their children and themselves.
That's why they want to keep you.
And that's why they want to beat them up, because they know who they are, and they know that they can't hold them any longer, because these women are coming into their own and realizing their potential, and they don't like that.
But that's, my main goal of the page is to put information out there and not let people think that whatever, how you doing, Trudy Lace, not let every video that you see make you feel even worse. See, we gotta start making videos that's gonna make people feel better. So, but the thing is, we have to put the title there so they can find the title and let them know it's okay. Everything is okay. Remember, we have to do something. The older you depends on it. And if the same rule apply, if you have females that's out there, which I see a lot of, that's they turn polygamy into a pimping game. It's all about a pimping game now. How are we polygamous? One man, all these women, and we trying to build, but you don't work. But we got you iced out cars, jewelry, and you taking all my money. Like, when did the game change?
I think it starts way back. All of these issues start way back from childhood. Those poor young girls from the beginning were never fed self-esteem and potential, and taught the way that a woman should be treated. All of those things were not taught, and I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes parents don't teach their kids the tough things, that this is the way you should be treated, this is the way you should be talked to, you should they should respect you. All of those things go together, and if somebody can't do that, parents also have to teach their children that it's okay to be by yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have somebody. And that's one of the things that my mom taught me, and I'm grateful for that. You can be strong on your own. If you can't have somebody who is going to lift you up and build with you, it's better if you're by yourself.
And then you got this lady that everything she says is always containing a man. And I'm like, first of all, people don't explain these things to me. They talk about this like a strong black woman. When have we never been strong black women? I was like, we were strong black women since we was on that boat. So we were strong black women on that boat. That must mean that before we got on that boat and was captured, we had to be strong women. Because it just didn't stop when we got on that boat. So women was always smart and independent. So you cannot try to take that's built up in us. That femininity stuff we were never fully able to do. Matter of fact, the only time we was really able to feel feminine, that was on Sunday. When mama dressed you up nice, and then you got the little pigtails and you had to go sit in church. That's the only time.
Yeah, the rest of the week you were just thrown away. You look like anything.
Exactly. And then some women, they don't want Barbie dolls. I never liked Barbie dolls. I'm sorry, I don't. I wanted to be playing baseball. These things I want to do. That's why I said a lot of these things it mess up kids' dreams. And then the people who was putting out these videos, y'all nothing but bullies. Y'all mess up people's dreams because they heard all of this from being kids. Oh, I don't like dolls, but I'm supposed to be a woman, so you're gonna still buy me dolls. So now I gotta every Christmas accept dolls, knowing that I don't like them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and I Sugar Love, I went through that when I was a child. I liked the boys' toys. I liked the G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
And the trucks and everything. And my mom was like, that's not right. You got to like the dolls. And I said, but I want the G.I. Joes.
Thank you. So we've been told this all our lives. I'm like, oh my God, all I want to do is play ball. I didn't ask for all of this. And then hold your head up, do this, do that. And why y'all, they always preparing us for a man.
Well, I always say, what's wrong if a girl wants to drive a truck and all of the, I wanted to drive a truck. I said, why can't I have the gun like G.I. Joe?
You know what? That is so true. But I was like more into my sports and stuff. And I'm like, that's one thing though, once I was outside, my mother's always keep me, but she never stopped me from doing my sports. She never
Mhm.
stopped me and my sister from playing sports and stuff like that. But it's just that other, but I'm saying these things we have always heard. That's why a lot of kids' dreams never came true because you stopped them from when they was young. Because you gave them the gender roles since they were young.
Yeah.
Right. You have to cook. So my thing is, if what you're saying is true, so then I should never go to a restaurant where a man is a head chef because that's a feminine role. Cooking is a feminine role, right?
Yeah. That's another thing. Or what about the guys who are nurses? What
Right.
about that?
And then let's not forget the fashion industry. So if it's not made by a woman, if it's made by a man, and you like what is his name, Versace, and all these other people, these are all male fashion icons. So why isn't you putting the pressure on them? Because isn't that feminine?
No, the I'll tell you what the issue is from the beginning. The issue is that nobody likes when a woman is strong-minded
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
who knows who she is and knows what they want for the future. They want to put women in a box and say this is a woman, this is what a woman does, this is what a woman can't do. But when a woman knows and wants something outside of that box, now it becomes a problem.
It becomes a big problem. But I would like that again, being that you decided to make that a problem. So now I decide to say, if it's a male chef, I'm not eating there because that's feminine. Let me go tell Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay, we not, no, sorry, no Hell's Kitchen. That's feminine. Let's tell all these designers, oh no, but we won't do that to them though, right? We won't tell them that that's a feminine role because that's part of being feminine is cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house. So cooking should only be done by women. But then we realize some men cook better than women, but that's accepted. Everything the men
Mhm.
do is accepted, even if it's feminine.
Yeah, but when women want to get into the roles of being in management or want to be into construction or other what they would call male dominated roles, now the problem exists.
But keep elaborating on that. Just give me 1 second. Keep elaborating on that because I got.
Okay.
Hopefully, I forget what I was getting ready to say. Just give me 1 second. And how was the earthquake? Everybody okay? Buddy? The earthquake is that your family okay?
Good.
They good from the earthquake?
Yes. Family good.
Yeah, I know they had an earthquake in Haiti.
80?
Yeah, they had an earthquake.
80 problem.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Ride or Die and Truly Laced, welcome. I just started looking at the comment section. I agree with that too, Miss Ride or Die. I believe that you can do things for yourself as a woman.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, like I said, you sit up there, you tell these women, just like they said, damn, what was it that they said that makes absolutely no sense? I know I said it in here before, but it makes absolutely no sense, right? But if we don't, this gender war that they're building is only a distraction. Whatever the universe and God tells you to do, that's what you do. If God says to you, hey, I need you to be a PhD, I'm going to give you the skills to become a great doctor, that's what you do. If he says, hey, you need to be a great cook to a man, that's what you do. Because the older you, don't fill the older you with so many regrets. With so many regrets.
You know what? You know what I will say, Sugar Love? When I was younger, the younger me before, because I'll just say it, I'm a person in my 40s, right? So the younger me, when I was in my teens and my 20s, you know, you're always conditioned to think that this is the role because this is what you're supposed to do because it's what mom and dad wants you to do, your brothers or your sisters. So you kind of fulfill what they want in the beginning. But the older that you get, you have to get into the mindset and change your way of thinking into doing things that make you feel fulfilled and make you feel happy. Because at the end of the day and the end of your life, you have to make sure that you did what you were put here to do.
Yeah, and that's a message that we still have to reach out to people. That's why I say I love your channel. Because I see it's just disgusting where, you know, yeah, we do know it's thoughts. We do know that. But that doesn't mean that they got their own battle to worry about. They're gonna have their own as they get into their older you. They're gonna have their own. Damn, maybe I should have stayed in school. But they're gonna punish themselves enough. We don't have to do it too. We don't have to add. They're gonna punish themselves. Because I ain't never seen a retired hooker yet that get benefits. I ain't never seen one. I never seen a retired drug dealer yet that get benefits. Okay, I've never seen one.
Yeah.
Who gets Social Security and all that good stuff that go with getting. Oh, I've never seen one yet. It could be, but I've never seen it.
Yep, never seen it.
And then everything, like she said something about the strong black woman, right? Maybe you can go catch that up. But she got me so mad I had to get off the daggone thing. Everything you're talking about, you're doing. Okay? You can't be talking about you can't not be talking about women being feminine and masculine when you have a YouTube page. Okay? So now that now makes you masculine. That now makes you independent. And you got a cash app. So that's a source of money. So how are you talking about the same people when you're doing the same thing? That is being a hypocrite. You are now also a boss because nobody tells you when to cut that live on or cut that. You make that choice yourself. And then you're teaching people, but you're telling me what I need to be, but you are doing it. So that's being a hypocrite. And you got people who's following her and people who like her and they praising her. And she's really with that manosphere people, whatever you call them. And she loves them to the T. But I'm like, your video shows me different. That means if you started a YouTube channel, that means you're a strong individual too. Because you're going to get people that say things about you. You're going to get backlash. You're going to have people who don't like you. You got to have thick skin. So, again, what are you saying to me? What are you saying? And my thing is, I'm tired of people living their lives because we heard this so much being young. Who want to hear the same crap when they get older? That's why we don't have a lot of people that could have been saving our lives, could have been successful. But because they was told as young what to do, and now they still being told what is acceptable and what's not acceptable, they killed a lot of dreams in kids. And now that you're older, you're still killing their dreams.
Yep.
To me,
well, that's why you have to have a strong mind. You have to have a strong mind that you don't believe in the fluff and the outside negative influences when you know who you are inside.
No, but not as a child.
You.
But not as a child. That's what I'm saying. These things was told to kids when they were younger. Remember, a lot of things that you wanted to do, you maybe not know what you wanted to do, but you still like some girls were more athletic. Some knew how to hit the ball. They didn't understand why. They didn't see it as being masculine. They just saw it as I like to run and I like sports and stuff like that. So if somebody say, no, you have to sit like this, you have to do this, and prepare you for a man, how to be a good woman to a man, like, damn, I'm only 4, damn. And they're telling me no. You know what I'm saying? No, you must do like this. So imagine being 4 years old and constantly told what's feminine and what's masculine, what you should do, and how you have to get a man. So that's what I mean by dream killer. You done killed a lot of female dreams have been killed because in their youth they was not able to live what they wanted to do. Yeah. So now that we older, you still have people saying, oh, look at them over there. Like, oh, they got a job. She's masculine. What's she worrying about a PhD for? What I mean, even though y'all not paying them no mind at this point in time, none of us, if you're doing that, you're not paying them no mind. But that mess it up for the kids who probably wanted the PhD. So then you watch this Kevin Samuels and you watch all these other people knock you for wanting to get an education and be independent, which you're going to have to learn how to be independent anyway. You're going to have to. You don't know if your husband's going to die. You're going to die first, you or your husband. But one of y'all going to be independent. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I say that all the time to women all the time. Open your eyes when you're in relationships. Don't just think even if the man is covering the bills, you should know how much is your light bill? How much is the water? How much is the rent? When is that due? What kind of insurance do we have? You know, open up your eyes, women. A lot of women just shield themselves from things and just say the man is taking care of it. But what about if you break up or they pass away, and now you're going to have to be thrown into the deep end of the water trying to swim, and you don't know what you're doing.
Amen. 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 And but they're quick to tell you don't be independent. Now, Mike, they talk about stuff that's not realistic. I'm so glad you up here because you're the first person that said you asked the person about the bonding.
More than one, Sugar Love. I've asked people in the women's abuse groups, and almost all of them, you know, of course, I can't talk about certain things because of HIPAA, but I can share that some of them will. The way that they look, if you look at some women, some of them, they never make eye contact. Some women, that's the reason why some women, they wear glasses. They don't even need to wear the glasses, but they do it to cover up because they don't want somebody looking at them in their eyes. These are some of the things that I've learned about women and how they've been conditioned to keep themselves, they've been suppressed to be kept down.
What, you know what?
Don't make eye contact. Don't look at a man in his eyes. Don't walk beside a man because that means you're equal. You walk behind them. I've heard all of these things.
And then people act like they haven't. See, this is the point that boils my blood. People act like they haven't heard of depression, abuse, anxiety, you know, or just having a bad time in your life or going through a run. But you're busy. Well, I mean, even when it came down to Monique, and I was saying, you know, all that, stop doing this. I'm like, Monique, you wanted us to hear your story, right? On how you was getting blackballed and everybody did you dirty. You spoke upon Oprah. You spoke upon Tara Pelly. You did all of this. But your story was told. But you never asked them their story. You know? So then I just don't think certain topics need to be talked about. And I don't think that if a person is feeling a certain type of way, until they ready to get up out of that, you'll know. You will know.
I always say, who are you to judge somebody else for what they're going through? You don't walk in their shoes every day. You don't know the hills and the valleys and the things that they have overcome to just be standing today. Who are you to judge anyone else?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it takes to be, to be you.
Now, to say that we don't have bad behavior, every race got bad behavior. So I don't understand your point. I don't understand your point of pointing out. Like, we're the only ones that point out everything that we do because that's a money grab. They make money. It's like they make more money degrading the black women to where nobody else has to degrade us. And then now they got these videos of, and that's the one that breaks my heart.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, not to get off the track, but me being a person having natural hair, the ones that have always given me the hardest time about my natural hair is my own race. I never have had any flack or anything from other races. Every other race always encourages me with my hair. Always negativity from our own, and I feel like that's very sad.
That's like me. I be natural. Like, that's a blowout, but my hair's been natural. I'm never, for some reason, people, they know not to come for me. Because I'm such a free spirit. They must feel the free spirit in me.
No, I think I'm misunderstood because I'm a very calm and quiet person.
No, I don't open
very
my mouth
calm.
at all. No, but I don't open my mouth at all. They just know that. Maybe because I live in my truth. So maybe they can feel that. They just don't come for me. So I hear some people say sometimes, oh, you need to take the scarf off. What? That's like I said, let me explain something to you. That was this chick I was arguing with. But it's my argument with her. She's not arguing with me because we don't know each other. But my argument with her is, you got something over your head, don't you? Your head is covered. Even though it's for religious reasons, your head is covered, right? So we know the reason why your head is covered, right? So how do you
but the thing is, Sugar Love, nobody has to explain the reason why they do what they do.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you're going to be the one who talk about the subject, about why women wear bonnets, but your head is covered too because of religion reasons. So before you tackle on degrading black women, find out why their head is covered.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The same way she says, how women come out the door in pajamas and this and that. And then she says that, don't wear house clothes outside. Okay, miss, I understand what you're saying, but if you're telling me that you have house clothes on when you go outside, many people don't, I won't even go get them mail. Nothing in house clothes. You gotta be presentable. But you on social media, what, how many thousands of people watching you in your house clothes? How you want to tell me I'm in my house clothes and not to go out in house clothes where maybe one or two people may see me, but you're sitting in your house on the internet in your house clothes where thousands of people can see you? You got to make that make sense to me. Then just like, hey Jessica, just like you being
Hey, Jessica.
outside, just like you being outside without house clothes, then maybe you shouldn't be in front of the camera. But
Mm-hmm.
you feel comfortable on camera in house clothes. So maybe they feel comfortable running to get their mail in house clothes, where not that many people see them. But a lot of people see you in house clothes. So that's an oxymoron. Like everything you say, you contradict yourself.
Well, I'll tell you something, Sugar Love. I know some mothers who they are playing the role of mother and father as a single parent. And just for that mother getting up, getting their kids ready, they didn't even have the time to get themselves dressed. They're dropping their kids off at school, but somebody who is looking in their car, who probably has a man or a husband at home, they're looking at them and say, "Oh, look at them. Isn't that a shame?" When you should be encouraging that woman because she's
Right.
playing the role of a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that it's easy to pass judgment on somebody else and to say, make assumptions of what how things should be. But if you are not going to be there to reach out your hand and uplift them, then don't say anything, just be quiet.
Oh,
That's
that's
my
what
two
I do.
cents.
That's what I do because just like you, we both have heard from people who have stories. So then, and my thing is, even if I didn't, I would still like to know. I'm like, that's not normal. A lot of times, people, what they feel on the inside, that's what you're going to see on the outside.
Hmm.
So if you see that they don't care on the outside, something in them, they don't care neither. So that's
Right.
what you see, the reflection of their inside. But again, we're not building each other up. That's like I should be always at any point in time feel the way I'm feeling. Go, Marlene, this is how I'm feeling, and you should say, well, no judgment, but maybe you should try things this way or that way, or maybe you could say, I'll just be an ear, and then I will assess what she's saying, and then I can tell her some solutions. See, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like maybe
like I said before, like with my women's group, there's some things, maybe something simple that you may think is something ridiculous, but say something like brushing the back of your tongue.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
simple things like that you may think, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Everybody knows that." You don't make assumptions about anything because you don't know the way that person was raised. You have some of these women who are in this domestic violence relationships that they've been on the run their entire lives. They had a
Mm,
traumatic upbringing in their childhood, and they just went from the pot to the
the pot
um,
to the
in
frying
the
pan.
relationship.
Pot
Yes.
to the frying pan. But you know what
Hmm.
else kills me too? Now you have a lot of women for something. I'm starting to get forgetful items like really quick. I swear for goodness. But you have a lot of women too, and I noticed that I used to fight a lot, but it wasn't my fault, right? It was just that I just happened to be the one that always was in my own zone, and I never like wanted to be with the bad crowd or the good crowd. I just like to be around people who wanted to be around me. I associate with you. I didn't have it to where you're the in or you're the out. And then they, I was they didn't know this chick got temper because I always come up my best foot forward. They had no idea when you light this fire is on and cracking, but they probably figure, So I had a lot of people was mad. And I was like, with these fights, I'm like, if a lot of females are fighting, people got to understand they're not fighting the person that's in front of them. They are fighting something that else happened out of their control. And these people are always constantly mad. So that's why they're so quick to want to fight. That is anger from someplace else. But
What do they call that in the group? They call that misplaced misplaced issues. So you're still handling, and you haven't dealt with the trauma from whatever experience.
Because some girls be ready to fight at the drop of, and I'm like, damn, what are you really mad at? Some of the fights that I see, and some of the things that I see that they do on these fights, when Black Star, whatever it's called, first came out. And I'm like, that you're not fighting the person that's in front of you. They didn't do that much to you for you to drag them or stab them or whatever, or show them like never to bother you again. That was for somebody else to see. That was meant for whoever you could not fight. So now you want to show everybody else I'm not the one to mess with. So when I see people like, oh, that girl can fight, it's not the fact that that girl can fight. It's the fact that that girl went through a lot of things.
Yeah.
So anything that comes, that girl, it could be a boy too. Remember, I go both ways. I only say girls and boys because I'm a female, but that go both ways. Like you got to be really angry to punch somebody in the face or drag them or pull their wig. And like it's a lot of other things that's going on.
Well, I will also say that I have seen a lot where the people who try to step on other people to uplift themselves is because they don't know who they are, or they could be jealous that you are doing something maybe they don't have enough nerve to do. And it makes them feel bad because they wish they could do it, but they don't have enough nerve or strength or willpower or whatever it is. So when they see you do it, then they get angry because they could never do what you do.
Which is true, and which is why people have to learn their own lane.
Yeah.
Like everybody's not
Jealousy.
everybody's not gonna be like you. Like I was like, oh my god, I got because you like you be like setting me off. I'm like, she said another page. Now I gotta do another page, right?
Well, I have that all the time. I have 5 channels now.
Oh my god, I gotta get another channel. But that's to me, I don't get jealous. I get inspired. Now that's like, okay, girl.
Yeah, well, the reason why I do it, I'll just share for a second. The reason why I have the 5 pages is because I don't want to intermingle. They're each different in their own right. And I want to draw the right people.
Right.
I'm not worried about, how fast it moves, but my biggest concern is always drawing the right people to the channel. And whenever I find inspiration for something else, I said, time to make another channel. Here I go.
And then here I go. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. That's like I wanted to do a reaction channel. I got my reaction. I have been messing up with my reaction channel. I haven't been doing it lately. But then I had to get the Nature Boy channel because I'm trying to rid these people of scammers and stuff. So I've been talking about the young pharaohs, the House of Conscience, and all that other stuff because our people gotta stop looking for a leader.
Hello, Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth. I'm so sick and tired of our people looking for a leader. These are all scammers, and I'm so sick of it. That's what my other channel is for, like exposing these damn scammers and stuff. You know, so it's time for this how this people talking about they conscious, but that's all a scam too. We got to start getting people to look inward. They're
Mhm.
looking outward, and just because a person is more articulate, you think you need to serve them, or
Well,
you. And
I think a little bit too is people look to other people. Either you look at somebody and you're inspired by them, or you're envious of them.
well, some people, because they're articulate and they got that charm, and it's bad that whatever they do, it's like I'm like people. How do people still support these people? You know, it's like how do you reach the people? These are scams, like this, but I have to keep doing what I'm doing. I had a lot of people come on my other page and like, oh my god, I was getting ready to go to Carbonation. Hey, screw! I was getting ready to go to Carbonation, but I just happened to came into your videos and you saved my life.
Hey,
I'm glad.
Screw. I'll tell you one thing, Sugar Love. I'm starting to actually get the audience that I want on my main channel.
Mm,
So I feel like, because you know how like when you first start off your channel,
mm,
you may have two or three people coming in.
mm.
And then after a while, now I'm starting to, as soon as I open up my live, I already have 10 people waiting for me.
Oh,
So that's, it may not be a lot for, a lot of people, but for me, that means I have 10 people that are waiting for me, that are ready to listen to me. And
mm.
that's why I always encourage everybody, no matter what you're doing on your channel, do what works for you. Don't try to compare yourself to other people. Stay in your lane and do the best that you can and be the best version of yourself so that you can teach, heal, encourage, motivate, whatever it is that you do on your channel, but be the best at it that you can, and don't try to compare yourself to anybody else.
And the problem is too, we gotta stop going with the as they call in the other world, the money grabbers. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So that's like debates or hatred, or like a lot of them pick these things that, congratulations, Marlene, that is what I wanted for real people. It means, well, sometime I'm on my other page. I just had to bring Sugar Love back to life because, as you know,
I've
I
been
was,
waiting, Sugar Love.
I,
I've been like, where is my girl?
no, they struck my page for
Oh,
4
I knew something happened, but I was like,
Yeah,
where
they
is my
struck my
girl?
girl. I was minding my daggone business, and the daggone Shanti was playing in the background, and they caught it, and then I'm like, instead of giving me the copyright, they struck the page for 4 months. I'm like, you can't be serious. So that's why
Oh,
I went on the other page, right? And it is so
hi,
funny,
J Real Slot.
and it's crazy because I'm like, yeah, I can't see, but hello, J Real. So I went on my son's page, and I keep trying to tell him that's my son is Tony. I'm Kay, but they want to
Mhm.
keep calling me Tony because I had to have another page. So
Well,
I took
that's
over
another
his
reason
page.
way I have many channels too, Sugar Love.
Right.
Because I said if one channel takes a hit, I just keep trucking on my.
That's what I did. So I was like, and I tried to tell my people, I'm at Tony T. I'm at Tony T. Some didn't come, some came. But I said it's all right. Now I gotta bring Chip Love back to life. Now that I'm off punishment. Now that they got, but I was like, are you serious? They struck the page over the Shanti song. I'm like, wow. And that was
Yeah, that's crazy. They gave
not
they
even a
said that,
copyright strike. They put me on severe punishment.
wow, that's crazy.
So that's why I had to do the Tony T page because I was like I already had that ready. So I'm like, fine, that's my son's channel. He don't use it, I'm gonna use it. On my stuff like so people like they really think they Tony like
And that page is doing very well.
let me tell you, it did the same thing this day because you know we hustle. I got I got monetized in 6 weeks on this page, and I got monetized in 6 weeks on that page. And if I would, I can't get monetized the way I want to on my reaction channel because that consists of music. So some music you can't uh, monetize it. So that's just because I like to do reaction videos. So
Well,
now,
I can tell you a way that you can do it. You can find those same songs on the internet, but just do the instrumentals.
no, I do the whole thing, but it's okay. It's okay. That's not a moneymaker. I just like to do that one. So then now I have to do two more channels. One's going to be strictly about Leos, right? Which Aquarius fits in that video, right? Because we
Yeah,
are we are partner signs, right?
yeah.
And we do trickle off each other's traits sometimes. We are
Hmm.
on the same spectrum. And then I said, because Marlene got this one, now what I'm gonna do? So you be starting trouble.
Yeah, well, this
You be
channel,
starting trouble.
my second channel just got monetized. So,
Yes,
my
that's
third one is getting ready to get monetized soon.
yeah. But I wish a lot of people. My thing is the hustle that you have alone. I
Yeah,
wish
and
people.
that and this is just the hustle you know about. This is just the hustle on
Oh
YouTube.
God,
Plus, I have my jobs. I have my businesses.
right? But people need to know that you cannot get nowhere without a hustle, and that's why I always go, girl. I love your page. I love what you do. So one day we gotta talk about hustling, doing what you gotta do, putting in that work, not being afraid to do whatever that you choose to do. Cause I even cause I got like one, two, three. And I'm
Well, Sugar Love, let's do that on Friday. Let's talk about hustling.
every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. Yeah, cause a lot of people it's cause I see a lot of people now that's just coming in the YouTube world, they don't have that hustle. And then some people I
I
see,
can also say that that's probably in my blood. That must be the Caribbean blood in me.
well, I'm Caribbean too, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm not, coming
no,
for
baby,
anybody or saying anything,
no,
but
that's that,
Caribbean people know how to hustle.
no, honey, that's that Aquarius in you. that that's that Aquarius in you. Y'all about that money, y'all about that
Yes.
business, y'all about that life.
And also I'm about also helping other people because I don't mind helping other people because if you help the people around you, then you help yourself because they're not going to be coming to you. If you can lift somebody else up, you're going to lift yourself up too.
And then the problem is that's why I say people gotta learn how to hustle. I seen some people like on my new page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll stick around because I got more audience. So they'll stick around to pull the audience over there. Maybe I'll hang around a little bit, get to know them. So they trying to build their channel off me, which I don't care. You know, I don't care. But my thing is that I done it twice. I've done it twice. I almost did it three times, but I still get a lot of views off my reaction channel. I just don't have the people because I have been a bad
I
girl.
don't even know what channel that is. I've lost contact with that channel.
Oh, Brooklyn does it better.
Okay.
That's when I do reaction. I'm doing like Metallica, like because I already know all the R&B and stuff. I'm only doing like the rock and roll and some
Hmm.
heavy metal. So because I love it's some people their review channels be my whole playlist. I'm like, oh my god, they're friends with that. But I just fell in love with review channels. So I like to hear songs for the first time and say if I like it, don't like it, or whatever.
Hmm.
But on the Tony T, I got the people and everything. But I look at a lot of people who have had a channel for years, and they're still stuck at like 200 people, 300 people. I'm like, no, you got to get out there and hustle. You got to get
Yeah,
out
that's
there
the
and
thing.
stop like hopping on too many not too many but too many different pages. Get to know them first. Get to know the people that's in there. Then maybe they'll follow you. Stop being in too many places. But then you will be now seen as just a regular person in the room. You didn't make no relationships. Like we all create a relationship, and we all meet each other at whoever another person's channel. We're always constantly around each other. So you got to figure out who's friends. So okay, if they say, "Hey, go to this channel," so they just told me to go to this person's channel. Maybe that's where I should go because I'm going to see them again, and they're going to see me again.
Yeah, it's all YouTube is all about building relationships, and once people know you and they like your personality, they're gonna follow you anywhere you go.
Yeah, but I see a lot of people is still stuck at 500 people. Then I look at the page, I'm like, damn, you had 2 years. I'm like, I did this in 6 weeks.
Well, I need to talk to you on how I can grow my third channel because I can't seem to get that one off the ground.
Well, this one, remember the hustle is different. We don't have the grow channels like we used to. For one, remember we used to have the Grow Friday and all that other type of stuff. So people are not doing that anymore because I don't know. So remember, it used to be like Ralph the Trucker, and then it
Yeah,
was
and also they took away the 3 dots.
yeah, they did that too. But if you still drop the link, you can still clap on the link. It'll still take you to the channel. But either way, the people are not doing that no more because they all fell out. And then you try to do it in your own circle, and then everybody got a reason why they can't do it. So like this page, I would love to have a growing channel, but
Well, that's the reason why I hustle with all my other channels because trust me, you have to YouTube is about marketing yourself. You have to tell other people where you are. Be like, okay, here I'm here today, and tomorrow I'm going to be over here, and your loyal people will come over there. But people don't market themselves. You got to market yourself.
And then I tell people, that's because when I first was hustling, baby, I was through the because I made sure I did it when I'm off, when I don't have the kids. I work with kids. So I said I got this amount of time to do this before the season start with the kids. Baby, it's from when I woke up in the morning until I went to bed at night, I was hustling. And I realized the smaller channels, that's the grow channels, them was the ones I got the most people from because it's a smaller group of people. So it's different from a channel that had a lot of people in it. So I found any way possible because I knew I had a certain amount of time. And I'm like, my goals, I have my goals. And nothing stopped me from my goals.
Right.
I might not make them, but I have to set them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are not setting goals. It's like, whatever.
You have to give yourself a timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, even Jay Real said he missed networking. I miss networking too. I wouldn't mind still doing the Grow channel. And then it used to be like Marlena go, and I would always go right after her. It was like
I miss those days. I want to go back to that. But at least one day a week we do that because working and everything. I can't be on here every day, but I can devote one day to it.
Yeah, but we got to make sure the people want to grow. People they think they want the 1,000 people without working for the 1,000 people.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that you can't be haphazard with YouTube. You can't just put up a video once every 3 weeks and think you're gonna grow.
Yeah, like on my Tony T channel, I have a really good following. Sometimes I have the less I have in there is like 70 to 80 people. Most of the time it's like 100, close to 200. But that's because they weren't about bullshit. Now, like the little bit of people I have in here means more to me than a lot of people I have in there because they just there to see the drama.
Right. Well, like that's what I say about my Living Your Best Life channel. To me, those 10 loyal people that I have all the time, I know as soon as I jump on a live or as soon as I upload, I always see my loyal 10 right away.
But you have to subscribe to my Tony T channel so I can
I already have.
but I don't see your what you call it stuff. I don't see your notifications or whatever.
You
But
don't?
no, if I did, you would think that I wouldn't be
Well, maybe I'll go back when I get off of here. I'm going to go back, undo it and redo it.
You know, if you see me there in this name, you're going to see me there in the next name. I'm still the same person.
Well, I know that, and you know, I always go back and I rewatch when you're live. I do that to all my loyal people, and they don't even know it. All my people that I've subscribed to, and they're my people, I replay them. I just turn on the TV and hit play all.
Like me, well, for my regular people, if you're monetized, I'm only watching your commercials. You don't need the hours. That's it. I'm going to give you 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's it. All you need is the commercial watch. That's all you need. But it's just so crazy that now that I like me, I tell people on my other page, there's nobody safe. There's nobody safe. If you're a scammer and you're scamming out black people, I'm coming after you. I'm on your ass like rice on gravy. But like I said, you got a lot of people, like I said, they don't understand, and even Script won't understand. They don't understand what.
Well, Sugar Love, tell us, when do you go live on Tony T so I can come in there with Living Your Best Life?
Well, I'm on there every night, but always check about 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be on there a little bit early, but I'm on there for hours. So it doesn't matter what time you tune in. But I have to bring Sugar Love back to life. So in the morning time, I'm on Sugar Love. You know, because Sugar Love is all about the positivity. Other ones is catching scammers and stuff. But this one, you know, I would like to, like once they start to come over here, once I start bringing them here and they start coming up over here, then I can start saying, hey, I'm talking about this subject. Make sure you come on the panel so I can send people to you. I can send people to you, you know, but I tell you that it's...
Well, you know, I'm not going nowhere, sis.
Yeah, but I just feel bad for the people who are like, yo, I'm like, you gotta get your hustle on. And I don't like to talk about my hustle. I could talk about my hustle to you. Because you understand, but I don't want
I understand the hustle.
I don't want people to think that I'm bragging. Because they don't know. As soon as I'm up to the time I go to sleep, I'm hustling the whole day.
Yep. From my wake up, I just go from one hustle to the
exactly
to the next.
So you will understand when people are, oh, she bragging, she got it in 6 weeks. Oh,
no, see, but I always say, Sugar Love, the issue is with other people. People get jealous when they see your success, but they don't know about the background. They don't know about you woke up 3 o'clock in the morning and you're editing at all hours of the night and you're doing this and you're doing that, and they don't know about that. They only see when you get the success, but they don't see about all the background, all the hours that you put in and all the time it took and blah blah blah.
Saying hello to this person. Oh, and then girl, honey, now my Cash App has went up. Oh my, I'm like Tony T. I love that bitch. Even though it's me, and I'm calling her B, but I'm speaking to her as a second person. The apps, I'm like, they look out for a sister on Tony T, honey.
Well, I'm so glad. I've just been waiting. You know, all the people that I've been loyal to. It's just a matter of time. But the whole thing is that if people could learn to just stick together and collaborate, all of us could have success all at the same time. But everybody's trying to just do it on their own.
And do you have a Cash App?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you're gonna have to just say Marlene reviews everything. You're gonna put the Cash App in there.
Okay. Well, I do. I put it on my other channel, but I have
No,
not put it
but
on my
no,
this one.
put like if you see, well, I'm on my Sugar Love, but usually if you look at my other page, my Cash App is right there. It's right where the title was at. So people may, it's just good to know. So even if you're doing your own channel, it's there already. You don't have to put it in; it's already seen. Or if you got PayPal, I seen channels grow to 10,000 in 2 months. Crazy. They're not doing it the right way when they go live.
Yeah.
They don't
So
have.
that's what I said. I said I may only have 2,000 subscribers on living your best life, but I know when I upload now, I'm starting to see my organic people. Almost all my videos now, in by the next day, I have about 125 views,
Yeah, that's good.
and that's organic. I don't want to do all that hard work and then get 5 views.
Yeah, but like I said, Sugar Love is back. They did me dirty, and I'm like, well, damn. And I kept putting video because I only could do the video when they stopped me. I'm like, come over here, but I felt like you know what? They didn't come to help me out with the new channel. And I got videos stating like, hey, my channel is been I've been a bad girl. Some came over there, but a lot of didn't. And then when I hit that 6 weeks and they saw that commercial there, I'm like, you gotta remember you got, like you said, jealousy and haterism there too, because I'm like, I don't see none of my old people. I'm like, that's okay because it's two different subjects. So I'm not worried about
Well, listen. When people see, that's what happened to me when Living Your Best Life got monetized. It like within 3 weeks, I lost about 300 people.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Because they seen how you could do it, and I can't do it. So yeah, that part is true. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that's okay because it's two different subjects anyway.
Hmm.
It's two different subjects anyway.
And that's okay because I'm just gonna come over there. I gotta hop off because it's almost time for me to get into dinner with my family. But Friday at what about Friday at 3 o'clock?
All right. So what we going to talk about? Hustling or
Yeah,
what's the
hustling
subject?
on so just send me the link or I can just come and be here waiting on Friday.
Well, hold up. Wow. Unfortunate. I prefer organic growth. Let me tell you something. We are talking about organic growth. We're not talking about fake growth here, Jessica. But what I'm saying is, in the beginning when we was hustling, some wasn't organic, but at that point in time when we first started it, you needed me, I needed you. But then it shows when there's not that many people in your room. But as what we're talking now, it's organic. But like I said, I give myself a goal. So everything on my Tony T channel, every last channel is, I mean, every last person I got is organic. I didn't do not no grow nothing. It was just a topic that I talk about.
Right.
So being that it was a topic that I was talking about, and I'm going at people's head, that's all organic. I didn't have to do no because and then, I felt so bad because what is that girl? I forgot. She comes on Saturday. She's an African girl. She's so sweet,
Oh, bye Jessica.
and she always sings. I forgot her name, but you know how I'm in Tony T. They don't understand I don't have sugar love, but I still support them. And then she was like, "Is
Have
that
you told them about Sugar Love over there?
yeah?" But it's okay. So, oh yeah, she knew I was Tony T. I'm like, okay, this is sugar love. But what she thought that I needed she doesn't understand. I'm just there to still support the people that I've been supporting. And she'll go drop that link. I'm like, no, baby, I'm not here for you to drop a link. I'm just here to support you. So that felt nice. I was already where I was at, but that doesn't. If people came over from Sugar Love, and I'm still going to support you. I had to let you know who I was. But I'm like, it's the same damn picture. How
Oh,
you
I
don't?
already knew who you were when I saw the Tony T.
I'm like, how you don't? Same damn picture. One got a smile, one don't. Damn it, same person. But But whatever you would like to do, if you want to do like the growing channel again, we're gonna and see. And a lot of people don't understand. In order to share videos and have a community tab, you still need 1,000 subscribers. Sometimes it's not all about being monetized. Cause
No, that's the reason why I'm trying to get my third channel. I only have 400 over there, and I'm trying to get this 600, and I'm trying to do it organic, but it's taking too long.
do it the way you want to do it. But I will tell you, somebody gave me $50 freaking yesterday, right?
Yep.
Do you know I only got $20 out of it? I'm like, now you see my Cash App is there now. Shit, because Cash App, I would get the whole $50. So,
well, that's what I say too. I say that I prefer to just have that.
So I'm gonna take off that that super chat. How you got more money off of me? And she sent me that $50. Then and people send the money to the super chat.
Yeah. If somebody gives you $10, you only get $7.
No, you get less than that.
I thought you get they keep 30%.
No, they keep more than I told you. I got $50-something and I end up getting $20 out of that.
What?
If not less, yeah. Now I wanted to say, so if I take it off, and then I gotta put my Cash App where this sugar love is at too.
Yeah. So if they take that much, what is the purpose of monetization?
That's why. That's why I tell people it's not just about monetization. You may want to use your community tab, and then you may want to share. You can't do that unless you got 1,000 subscribers, and you may want to use your phone.
Right.
So you may not want to
monetize,
but these things you need to move forward. But I'm like, everybody would tell you, the Cash Apps look good until you realize how much you get out of it. I was mad as hell. I was like, let me see how much I got out of my $50, and I never got a $50 Cash App. But I'm like, they sent it to the wrong place.
Wow.
YouTube ate that up. So now, in order for me to see that, get that $100 threshold, I gotta pimp a lot on here now, and try to get hopefully because you only get pennies off the video. People don't understand that.
Yeah, I know.
The video. You only get pennies.
Well, I look forward to Friday, 3:00. Don't forget, sis.
3:00.
Yeah.
Okay, love. And anyway, like I said, it's just in this way. If you want to show nothing else to the older you, love you now. Love you now, and the older you will appreciate and love themselves because you loved you. At this age, that's what you can give to your older you. Start loving yourself and eat right and do what you gotta do. So your older you don't have to suffer because of the younger you. And any last words for that before we close out?
No, well, all I want to say is that it's important for you to work on yourself right now when you're younger. Then when you get older, you can sit back and be proud that you actually worked and did what you wanted to. That's the reason why I feel some older people are so miserable, is because they never did the things that they wanted to do. So if there's something that you really want to do when you're younger, you need to just do it, so that when you get older, you can sit down and say, oh, I remember when I did that.
That's what I say. Love, live your life. But I will be seeing you guys later. I might come back with another video because I have time on my hands. So that's that. So I may come back with another video. I don't know. I don't know. But this video is finished. And I shall see you guys maybe later or maybe on the other side. Hey, Dr. Amira. Hey, love. How's you doing?